10,000 baby boomers retire every single day, and with them, thousands of small businesses hit the market. Some sell for a fortune, others collapse under hidden risk. Now, what makes the difference? The deal room, and whether you walk in with gut instincts or with an AI-powered radar. Hello and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast where we reveal smarter AI-first strategies to rebuild legacy businesses with confidence and trust. Because in the AI era, we're not just building small businesses, we're building technology-enabled superpowers, one strategic move at a time. The deal room. All my small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't always look like a fancy boardroom. Sometimes it's the golf course, or sometimes it's a backyard cookout, and sometimes it's the bar after hours. Now, don't judge. We've all been there. The deal room is anywhere decisions get made, where due diligence starts, where you decide if a business is worth the bet. And right now, I'm living this. I'm in my own deal room moment, scouting office locations for my new AAA agency. Sounds exciting, right? Except here's the trap. Commercial rents in Florida are sky high. They don't scale for profit in the traditional old school way. So picture this. I'm touring a bright office space. Fresh paint, lots of natural light, perfect signage out front. And then the leasing agent slides the paper across the table. The rent number hits me like a Mike Tyson punch. And I'm running the math in my head, and the math isn't mathing, y'all. Meanwhile, I've got colleagues, other brand agency owners. They're staring at the exact same reality. And all of us are asking the same question. How do we make this work? Because Geico, they dominate Florida auto insurance without a single traditional office location. But AAA, they're requiring me to have one. That's the deal on the table. And I've got to get it right. I mean, it's a mess out there, Hal. Now, you're over there with your strategist hat on, probably seeing all the red flags that I'm missing from 1,000 miles away.
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing them. The red flags? Classic case. Legacy rules versus new realities. And the danger? If you go in blind, the deal owns you.
And that's the danger too many entrepreneurs overlook. So let's slow it down and unpack this. Because today we're taking you inside the deal room. And by the end of this episode, you'll know how AI can spot what humans miss: margin leaks, compliance traps, unscalable costs, so you can make safer bets and smarter acquisitions. Now, whether you're buying a company, signing a lease, or just trying to protect your margins, this one's for you. So let's break this down. Now, for decades, due diligence was the old way. Binders stacked high, endless spreadsheets, gut feelings over coffee. Now you flip through contracts line by line, hoping you didn't miss a clause that could sink the deal. You leaned on instincts, or worse, you crossed your fingers. And that's exactly how so many businesses walked into traps, signing leases they couldn't afford, acquiring clients who churned overnight, and buying companies with compliance skeletons in the closet. But now there's a new way. AI gives you a radar you can't get with gut feelings alone. It can scan a contract in seconds, highlight the red flags, simulate the cash flow, and even stress test scenarios you wouldn't think to ask. It's like having a forensic accountant, a lawyer, and a strategist sitting right on your shoulder 24/7. And this isn't theory. So let me bring this down to earth with my own story because I've been right there. Lease on the table, pen in hand, asking, does this really make sense?
Small business owners ask, is AI really useful for small scale deals or is it overkill?
Oh, no, it's not overkill. In fact, small businesses may benefit the most. How? AI makes due diligence affordable and fast without needing a corporate sized legal or finance team. So, back to my lease search. Standing in that bright office space, rent number glaring back at me, I can feed that lease into an AI tool and ask, does it scale? What happens if premiums soften? What's the break even timeline? And suddenly I've got clarity, not just numbers on a page.
Another big question, is AI driven due diligence reliable enough to replace human expertise?
Well, not yet. AI is a spotlight, not a replacement. It finds what you might miss, but we humans, we still add the judgment and the context. So the best model right now is still hybrid. AI speed paired with human expertise.
And here's a tough one. What about compliance? In regulated industries like insurance, can business owners even use AI safely?
Well, yes, if compliance stays at the center. Use AI tools that document their outputs and align with your industry's regulatory standards. Now, that way you protect yourself and your clients. Now, in my case, that means every AI insight has to be compliant with Florida insurance rules and AAA's requirements. So, the takeaway, AI doesn't replace due diligence, it amplifies it. It gives you the radar so you can see beyond the glossy paint and the shiny brochures and make a safer, smarter bet. And that's why I love bringing Hal into these conversations because theory is one thing, but at the coffee table, it gets real. Join our growing community of small business owners who are using AI to transform their businesses. Subscribe and be part of the conversation. All right, it's time for one of my favorite segments, Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal. No fluff, no BS, just real talk. All right, Hal, let's bring this to the coffee table. Now, if I walk into that lease negotiation the old way, what am I missing?
You're missing the hidden costs. Old way, You sign the lease because the paint looks fresh. New way, AI digs deeper. It predicts your cash flow, it generates risk scenarios, and it automates anomaly alerts before you even get the keys. Gut checks don't cut checks.
Okay, that's a Hallism if I've ever heard one.
But here's the catch, Kim. AI can also create false confidence. If you don't feed it the right data or you don't validate what it spits out, you're not saving yourself. You're speeding up your mistakes.
Okay, fair point. So it's not about letting AI run the deal. It's about letting AI shine a spotlight. So it shows you what you'd otherwise miss so you can make a smarter call.
It's about leveraging technology to get a more accurate and comprehensive view of a potential acquisition faster and at a lower cost. This is how you gain that an unfair advantage in a competitive market.
Coming up next, AI due diligence is the ultimate framework for scaling smarter. It's not just about efficiency, it's about competitive clarity.
This is where I come in. For a strategist like me, it's all about the framework.
Change is hard. You built your business from the ground up. Late nights, early mornings, and a whole lot of heart. But now things are shifting. Customer expectations, technology, competition, it's a whole lot to keep up with. Now at Howard & Howard Holdings, we get it. That's why we created the Small Business Transformation Model, a simple step-by-step framework designed for business owners just like you. No complex jargon, no overwhelming strategies, just practical changes that help you adapt, grow, and thrive. Because change shouldn't be a burden. It should be your biggest opportunity. So take that first step. Our contact information is in the show notes. Let's make change work for you. All right, Hal. Now, I want to shift gears into the coaching corner. So, because whether you're buying a business or signing a lease like me, or maybe you're just negotiating with the vendor, you need a radar for risk. So, coach us up. What can AI really do in the deal room?
Good question, Kim. And here's the thing. It's not just about what AI can do. It's about the questions leaders need to ask. So let's turn that anxiety into a tactical checklist. Here's my 3-step playbook for an AI-powered deal room. Predict, generate, automate. Predict. AI can analyze historical data and forecast revenue and margin trends. It can even run sentiment analysis on social media or news to spot reputational risk. That's how you understand the true value of a business and justify the purchase price.
Okay, got it. Now that's predict. So what's generate?
Generate. AI can summarize contracts, NDAs, and regulatory documents in seconds. It highlights the red flags and even drafts initial memos. That saves weeks and weeks and weeks of slogging.
So I got it. So now what's the third step in your playbook, Hal?
Automate. AI flags anomalies, sudden revenue dips, irregular payments, missing disclosures. It can even organize the data room and check for missing files. This reduces human error and keeps the process tight.
And here's where it gets interesting, because depending on who you are, this framework hits differently. See, that's the high level framework a strategist like Alex eats up. But for Carla, our compliance minded entrepreneur, it raises a very different question. Her worry isn't what can AI do? It's what if AI creates a false sense of security? One misstep could cost her more than the deal itself.
That's a fantastic point, Kim. And it's why the human element is non negotiable. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not perfect. It can hallucinate, it can miss nuances, it might even overlook a critical clause buried in a contract. That's why I use AI to do the heavy lifting, but never make the final decision. I'll let AI give me the prioritized list, but then I ask the deeper strategic questions. What does this clause mean for my long-term vision? How does this market trend reshape my team? AI shows me the big picture. I decide what matters most.
So let's tie that into something tactical. Now, you've got your predict, generate, automate playbook, but now you're telling me that I need some checklist too?
Exactly. Think of it as a second layer, your red flag radar. Every deal has landmines, but you can spot them with three signals: compliance, customers, cash.
Okay, tell me about compliance, customers, and cash how.
Compliance is the deal aligned with rules and regulation. One missed clause can cost you more than the rent itself. Customers, are they loyal? Or are they leaving? Churn kills deals faster than high rent. Cash, does the math work in reality, not just on paper? AI can model scenarios, but you need to stress test whether the numbers actually hold. If one of these lights up red, the deal isn't ready, period.
So let's make this practical for our listeners. So, question one: how exactly can AI help with compliance checks?
It scans contracts and regulatory documents. It surfaces risky clauses or obligations you normally miss. Faster, cleaner, safer.
Okay, question two. So, can AI really help spot loyalty issues with customers?
Yes, AI analyzes churn rates, renewal patterns, even reviews. It shows the client base is solid or shaky.
Okay, and question three. So, what about cash? How does AI pressure test that side of the deal?
Scenario modeling. AI runs what if tests. What happens if the revenue drops 10%? If the rent spikes? If churn doubles? It shows whether the deal bends or breaks.
So, if I run my AAA lease through this radar, then compliance says AAA requires a physical office. Customers say walk ins may not matter as much anymore. And cash, that's the one blinking red because the rent just doesn't scale. And that's clarity. Even if it stings, it's powerful.
That's the whole point of red flag radar: compliance, customers, cash. You don't need 10 dashboards. You need a simple systems to see the red lights before you lock yourself in.
All right, this is the moment we tie it all together, the big picture. Now, business is risky enough as it is, and deals they fall apart every day. Not because the product was bad, not because the idea was weak, but because the risks were invisible until it was too late.
Exactly. And AI doesn't erase risk, but it does make the invisible visible. That's their advantage, seeing what others miss.
And that's not just theory. So, if you think this is all abstract, let me pull back the curtain and show you how it's playing out in real time in my own business. Now, you've heard me wrestling with this lease dilemma for my AAA agency. Compliance says office required. Customers say foot traffic isn't what it used to be. And cash says be careful. That's my red flag radar in action. And honestly, without AI surfacing those stress tests, I could have made a six-figure mistake.
Here's the rally cry. Stop making blind bets. Start making smarter bets. Let AI shine a light into the corners of that deal room. Don't let legacy rules, glossy brochures, or gut feelings trap you in a deal that drains you.
Yeah, because whether you're buying a company or signing a lease or just renegotiating with a vendor, AI is the edge. It's the radar that helps you navigate the storm. So here's your small step challenge this week. Take one decision that's on your desk right now. It doesn't matter how small. And I want you to run it through an AI lens. Like, got a contract? Well, ask AI to summarize and flag risky clauses. Or maybe you've got to set a price. Ask AI to model best and worst case scenarios. Or maybe you have a vendor quote. Ask AI what questions you should be asking before you sign. Let AI play devil's advocate before you commit.
And don't overcomplicate it. Pick one decision, one tool, 1 hour. That's it. Small steps are how you build resiliency.
Ready to unlock the power of AI for your small business? Well, don't just listen. Become a small business Big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. Now, that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in. So, think about it. 10,000 boomers retiring every day. Thousands of businesses up for grabs. The deal room is crowded. Some buyers will get burned, but the ones who walk in with AI, they'll see the risk faster, make safer bets, and build smarter, shock-resistant businesses.
And remember, gut checks don't cut checks. AI clarity does.
Hey, put that on a t-shirt, Hal. I'll buy it. Now, until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim.
And I'm Hal.
And this has been Small Business Big AI. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.